Hi, and welcome. Today we are going to be talking about word marks for Substack. What the heck are they anyway? So I'm going to share my screen and I will show you what they are. So hang on 30 seconds. Okay, here we are. This is a word mark right up here. It's the very top banner piece I'm going to use lightly because it's not actually a banner, it's something different. Normally on a WordPress website, you have the header section and you can put up an image and it will spread across the whole top. When you put an image right here, and you don't take into consideration the background color, it looks like, and you don't use the right size image, it looks like you've just put a stamp right up there. Sometimes they're really tiny and it loses the effectiveness of having a really put together Substack publication. Okay, so how do you do these little banner type images? Um, First, I'm going to show you where to go to find them. So you're going to go over to your settings, which are you go to your dashboard, you click dashboard. Hold on, I gotta move this dashboard, and then you will get to your dashboard, and then you click on settings down at the very bottom on the left-hand side, and then you will get to the settings and you will click website. From the website, you click edit theme. And here you're going to be able to customize your publication. The first thing that you need to know, however, is that you want to have this set, your theme set to custom, not profile. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is that you want to use custom body layouts. You want to make sure you click that on. Okay, so then back to the word mark conversation. You're going to click on the header. This is called the header, and you can see all the different sections over here. And this is the word mark. It needs to be 1344 by 256 pixels. This is important information to take over to Canva, and I'm going to show you how to do this in Canva. You're going to arrive at Canva and you're going to create a custom size image. And it's going to be 1344 by 256. All right, now we have our blank canvas, which is probably why they called it Canva. And on this blank canvas, we can either pick a template or we can just type and we can put in whatever we want. So I'm going to show you how I created my template and then how to maybe create something of your own with your own flavor to it. What we're going to want to do is save this as a PNG file with a transparent background. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow the, the word mark to blend into the background that you've set. So whatever color you want your header to be, or your header to be, you need to think about that in terms of what you're going to do for the graphic part of the word mark, the title of your publication. So think of it as a newspaper. The name of the newspaper is always, it's called a word mark. That's why I talk about Substack as not being a newsletter so much as a newspaper, because with sections, they're just like a newspaper. There's different sections and people can subscribe for the different sections. Okay, so back to the word mark over here. I have to figure out where I'm at. So you're not going to worry about the background. You are going to worry about putting some text in here. And we want this text to take up the better part of this, this box. I don't need that one. And you can come up here and you can find whatever lovely sort of heading you want or text you want. Um, I like to think that Times New Roman is an actual newspaper font, but make it so that it's kind of complementary to whatever it is that you're doing over on Substack. So we're going to call this our great stuff. Okay, so you see that's a way too big. I can shrink it down just by clicking over here. So it gets it all in one line. And then you can center it. A little line that shows up. There's other ways to center it too. You can change the color of your word mark. So we could make this, let's let's make this red. And then we're going to let's add an element to it. Let's do some graphics. I'll just do some something like this. I'll put it there, and then we're going to position it to the back. And we can turn it slightly so that it's not quite. You want to flip it over. There. And then we can tone it down just a little bit so I think I'm going to turn this back to black because I don't really like bright red. And then you can also do effects. We need to highlight all of this if we want to do effects to make it stand out a little more. I'm going to make this white. Maybe I'll make it dark purple. Okay. All right. So you get the idea. You can add elements to it. You can import your images that you want in here. What you want to make sure that you do is come over here into File and then Download. And then this is where you need to be careful that it's a PNG file and that you want to do a transparent background. This is a pro feature. I don't personally know how people can survive without a pro account on Canva. It's just such a big deal. You could probably go over to AI and ask AI to create you an image and then without a background. That's one other option you could use. And so you just save it. Remember where you save it. And then I'm just going to call it that. And then you go over to your website editor, and then you just click on this space here and you upload your new banner. And that is all there is to this. So there you go. How to add a word mark very simply and easily to your Substack publication so that it doesn't look like it's just a little picture sitting up there on your header. For more tips and conversations about how to grow your Substack, please consider joining us over in our community, the U World Order, which is, I'll put the link below. It's also called the Client Acquisition for Coaches Community. I did that for SEO reasons. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content around creating a monetized and sustainable Substack account. And we'll see you on the next video.